can't do it from remote. We'll work on it. So, anahata. We'll get a clock so we don't do this until 12, which I would happily do. Much of we know that the heart rests on the foundation of the body, emotionally and physiologically. And ideally, whenever we turn, and I'm like, turn from your seat, turn from your feet. And I've gotten some great emails saying that doesn't make any sense to me. This is how I turn from here, right? And I get that. And so what we're going to do today is find a clearer relationship between this action. There's much more muscle here, and there's much more capability here in the low body, beneath the navel and into the low back. And there's more space. You have lungs, you have a heart, you have a spine, and there's not nearly the amount of muscle. You have muscle on the shoulders and the arms, but if we can turn, any great golfer or a baseball player, you turn and you win by swinging from the hips, right? We have I don't know what to do. It says broadcast failed. Let's try again. So Facebook choked, and we'll just get rid of that for a second. And we'll try again. But if you're going to, you know why it choked? Because it was the wrong day. It said day 22. When actually it's day 23, right, Lori? Because you weren't here to tell me. It's day 23. That's why I made a calendar. Right? So if you didn't get it, I put out a newsletter yesterday that said, here is a printable calendar.
23.
It is 23.
Yes. Thank you. You only have 10 fingers and 10 toes. It must be the 20th.
Let's try again. Let's try again. Okay. We're hot. So, if I'm going to swing a baseball bat, I want to swing from here, then I turn here, and then this follows, that it's the crack of a whip, and that the tip is actually going faster than anything else, and the tip is following. So if I turn from here, then this follows. If I have initiated the action from here, my baseball swing looks like that, right? And I'm never going to get the same velocity because these are bigger, these are muscle, right? So I want to turn my whole body from the base up and out. And what that means energetically is I'm trusting the foundation of my responsibility, and I'm allowing the momentum, this aspect of me from the heart through these next 3 centers. This aspect of me is a receiver. This is not doing work. This isn't trying to solve your life. This is listening. When your life gets really sticky and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm going to relax and I'm going to pay attention to how I feel. What do I need to do will be a sensation, not a thought. And be like, oh, I thought of that. Well, you did kind of, where you made enough space for the thought to come in. So as we practice today, we'll do what are called open twists. If I sit and I bend my knee and I turn towards my body, this is a closed twist, right? And when you close twist, you got to deal with all your lusciousness and all your inner organs. Because when you turn, you're kind of in your own way, which is great, and it deepens the turn. However, if I turn and I turn an open turn, yes, now all my inner organs have space. My chest has space and I'm rising right up through the spine. So we'll warm up and then we'll use the low body to move the low legs. And from that strength, we'll turn into open twists so the chest opens. And that's when yoga is like, oh, I've never thought about that, right? But it makes you more generous, it makes you more prosperous, you have more time. All of that lands right there. So start out on your back. Good morning, Facebook, we got you back. That's fantastic. So 2 blocks and a blanket nearby, but for now you're on your back, your knees are bent, and you want to have enough space beside you that your arms can be wide and flat to the floor. So palms turned down, thumbs facing your feet. And I want you to drum your fingers like you were agitated or bored. And as you drum your fingers, just feel an opening through the palm, through the forearm, all the way from your elbow into your shoulders. Keep adjusting your spine as you move through the hands, because the hands are the access to the heart. Good. And then just pause, put your palms face down, widen your feet so your feet are the width of your mat. And as we began last time, let your knees drop low. Turn your left hand open. So now your thumb points up. Your right thumb points down, and lightly press into your right hand. And as you do, you'll feel your right inner thigh drop a little further. Make space from your right knee to your right hip to your right shoulder to your right hand. Let it fall in. And then turning, left palm down, knees center, right palm opens, knees fall right. So left thumb is pointing down. This side might be tighter or stickier. If your right side dominant, this side can be a little different. Turn your right thumb up. And as you press your left palm down, let your left knee reach away from your hip. Your inner thigh wrapping down. You're all the way up into the left side hip and long. Good. And back to center. So 2 palms down, knees fall left, left palm opens. 2 palms down, knees in the center. Right palm opens, knees right. Left palm opens, knees left. So begin to move your hands and move your knees. And you'll turn your chin away from your knees. And begin to spin through the hands. And now let the legs be heavy. And let the turn through the navel be big. And let the breath come a little further up into the body until you can feel it all the way through your armpits, through your fingers, through your throat, through the neck. For 3, and for 2, and for 1. And then find center. Turn your palms open and notice the arms, the hands, the chest, the center body. A change, right? It's all we want. Draw your right knee into your chest, hold it close, left leg long. We'll just raise and fall 10 times. So the left heel to rise and then the left heel to fall. Right thigh is nice and tight, nice and steady. Flex point your feet, roll your ankles as you choose until you can flex both feet very clearly and move through the left heel. For 2. And change. Bring your left shin in and your right leg long and keep it close. Rolling open, see if you can find the opposite movement of your ankles and your toes. And as you're organized, lengthen through the spine. 3. Good. 2. So right heel down, right hand overhead. Keep your left hand on your left shin. There's inhale. Bend your right knee, hand to shin. There's exhale. Left heel long, left hand overhead. Inhale. Hand to shin, there's exhale. Just start to breathe, start to move. Initiate the movement from below your navel. So the feet are flexed and there's space between the toes, as though you were pressing a drawer closed away from you. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. Moving from the low abdomen. You may continue there, or 2 hands, 2 legs. Pressing your heels to about 60 degrees and then drawing your knees a little closer, rolling your low back off the floor, open and close. 3. And 2. Pausing to take your left leg straight out. Left hand to the right shin. Right hand wide, or actually let's take right hand overhead and drop your right knee over your body. Elbow down, make a little kickstand and just pause. So reach into the left heel and the right hand. Give it a breath, give it a moment, explore what you find, lengthening out through the left hip, navel, right shoulder. And bring it back into the middle and change. So right hand, left shin, right leg straight to the floor, left hand overhead, tip to the right, elbow to the floor, support your knee, and now reach right heel, left hand, open it. Feel the breath right through the middle of the body, feel the right hip, left shoulder relationship, and now we'll begin to move that line. So changing, left hand, right knee, drop left. Change, right hand, left knee, drop right. You inhale on the change, you exhale on the turn. So again, you're moving from the low belly. You're becoming as supple as you can through the mid-body. And just notice one side may be easier than the other. Ready to go for 10. Let it become lighter and a little quicker, a little easier. Where is it delightful? Where is it welcome? 3, 2, 1. So we'll keep that action through the navel. Bring your hands behind your head in a light bicycle. Right elbow, left knee. Left elbow, right knee. And turn. So putting it all together right here. The low belly is stable. That's where you would turn for that baseball swing. Flex your feet, press the drawer close. Let the chest move. And you press. And you stabilize. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Knees to chest. And roll right over onto hands and knees. Put a blanket under your knees if you like that. A little bit of extra padding, extra support if it bothers your kneecaps at all. And then rounding your back, tuck your chin to your chest. Let yourself be heavy. Feel the navel draw up into the body. Find the base of your thumbs and lightly draw them apart. The base of your first fingers. Widen the upper shoulders. And now from the tail tips back, navel drops down, heart comes forward, open it up. As you do, pull your hands towards your knees. As you round, press your hands down and away. Good. Draw your hands towards your knees. Here's inhale. Round your back, drop your head. Here's an exhale. So we inhale, toes tuck under. We exhale, feet flatten out. And you're moving from your low abdomen. Everything comes from there, and you begin to find a pace that you can maintain that doesn't have hurry or haste. And you're lengthening the low abdomen, the low back. Good. 3, 2. Walk your hands a half step forward, rock forward, a little bend in the knees, toes tucked under. And press back. Here's chest. Rock a little forward, bend your elbows, rock a little back. So how far you bend your elbows is up to you. As you go back, pull back with your knees and your low belly. Can you move from your low abdomen and take less work in the arms and in the hands? You're opening your chest. It doesn't need to be big, so you can simply rock forward and rock back. As it gets warmer, as it gets stronger, you put a little bend in the elbows. We're doing this, we're going to get a little bit of circulation. The circulation is the heart moving. 5. Go. 4. 3. Where is it needed? 2. And pause, neutral. thumbs down, knuckles down, chest breath. Left hand a little closer to center line, right hand behind your head, and then right hand opens up. Chest is broad, a little forward, a little back. Give it a moment, let it change everything. And then right hand behind your head, elbow to wrist. To roll open, to unfold, to hand down, elbow down. Inhale, open, inhale, up. Exhale, exhale. So we're opening all the way from the right hip to the right hand, and we're revolving down to the wrist. 2. Good. And 1. Right hand stays high. Sweep your hand. Right hand stays long. Try to put it on the left. Hips go back. That's a fold back. Good. Draw your hands apart. Inhale, pull up. And exhale, fold back. Tuck your chin into your bun. 3 more. Opening and closing the whole right side body, elongated. 1 more. And fold. Good. Right hand high. And take your right hand behind the left, right shoulder to the floor. Drop the right side of your head. Place the left palm directly underneath the left elbow, and we'll rise and fold 3 times. Strengthen that left shoulder. Press straight down to rise and open, and then wrap your hand behind the left. That's 3. Inhale up, open. And as you revolve, tuck your chin, turn the upper back. 1 more time. Good. Feel the right side body is long, right shoulder to the floor. Stay, drop your head. You can wag your tail, tuck your chin into your right shoulder. Open the right palm. Work right here if you choose, or extend the left hand, fingertips overhead and slightly to the right. And that will bring your chin to look up underneath the left shoulder. Open your right hand. Breath is in the upper back, navel to the spine. And bring your left hand down, press back, child's pose. Step your hands to the left. So a big step, hands come off the mat, and sit your right hip back and your right elbow down. And drop your head completely. And the whole right side body is changed. Good. Coming back into the center, turn your fingers to face each other, interlace up to the webbing. Hands are under the shoulder line, and cat-cow. You'll feel a little bit more across the upper back, the space between the shoulder blades behind the heart. Press the knuckles of your hands down. Imagine that the palms are opening, and as the palms open, the lungs are opening. 3, 2, 1. And the fingers point forward, and we do 10 times, hips going back, rocking forward. And it can be small, use your legs. All you're doing is creasing and uncreasing the elbows, the hips, the knees. Make it so delicate if it needs to be. Make it big and potent if you felt frustrated or out of sorts, and give it a place to go. 5, 4, 3. That your hands are an anchor from your heart into the ground, that we use ourselves and we clear out as we go. Hands, knees. Steady. Feel your heartbeat. Right hand a little closer to center. Left hand behind your head, elbow opens. And then straighten the left hand, fingertips up. Hand behind your head and elbow to wrist. There's exhale. Lift the elbow, lift the hand. Bend the elbow, drop the elbow. So inhale once, inhale twice. Exhale once, exhale twice. Now you find the rhythm that suits your body so that you can start to make some space through the left side of your spine, all the way to your left hip and to your left shoulder. One more. And turning your left palm to face the front, sit your hips back, take your left hand over your right, maybe resting on the right hip back, and then unfold, draw the hands apart, inhaling open. Exhale, sit back, fold. And just starting to find through the back of the chest, the back of the spine. How can there be any mobility if it's caught and tangled and closed? 2, drop your head, 1 more. Hips back, hand down, fold. Excellent. And we'll pause with the hand high. Feel the length, and you take that length behind the right wrist and drop your head to the floor. Adjust your right hand under your elbow. Hold. And then sweep up open. And take it with you and wrap it down. Revolve. Drop your head. And open for 2. And revolve. 1. And revolve. Open the left palm. Drop your head again. Lightly press your right hand down into the floor and away from you to open the upper back. The hips, micro movements side to side. Adjust yourself, navel to spine. Right hand extends fingertips to the floor or a little to the left. And see if your breathing can stay full and smooth. And as you smooth it out, where can it go? How can you find length in the left side, the underside of this pose? And hands come back. Hands and knees. Haw. Hips go back. And hands walk right. Left hand is heavy. Left hip is heavy. Left elbow is heavy. And smooth out your breathing. Notice what you're holding. And center. Get your blocks. And just set your blocks on their side like a little wall so that they have a belly setting, belly down, and you can set them on their side. Put your palms there. Knees are wide enough that they can hold your ribs, and then tuck of the chin, maybe forehead to or toward the floor. If it's too much on their edge, then put them on their belly, so there's no strain, but I am asking us to open the upper back here. And then deepen your breath into the mid-back, 4 counts in, 4 counts out. And we'll just do it 3 times, but inhale, 2, 3, fill the back, out, 2, 3, lengthen, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, soften, in, 2, 3, fill, out, 2, 3, 4. And just rise up from there, set your blocks up at the top. And find your dog and notice your chest, your arms. The line from your hands to your hips is so different. Walk your dog. And don't worry about straightening your legs because we haven't opened the hamstrings yet, but notice the chest, the armpits, the sides. So dog has 2 parts, primarily. You
come into your dog and you want to be aware of hands to hips as one line, and you can work to open that line, and that means keeping your knees soft. Or right now, if you try to press your legs straight, notice it's going to lift your chest and you'll lose the line of your arms. So softening the knees allows our arms to become really long and very clear. Step your right foot up to your hand.
Actually, outside your right hand, and put your left knee down. Put your left hand on your block, and your block is on your mat, and it turns out towards 10 o'clock. So that you can circle your right hand, and you can send your hips back and forth, bending your front knee. You can pull your toes off the floor, you can sweep, and you are finding where can that circle go so that you're extending from the arms now down into the legs, into the hips, through the turn of the body, a big reverse circle, and then keeping your right arm beside your right ear when you're there. Let your hips move forward and back without your arm. Bending the front knee and then pressing the hips back, just as we did when we took your right hand high and then down to the left hand. Now we're just taking that motion into the legs and the feet, and then stay and lift the left knee off, revolve the navel, look up. Reach your left heel back and your right knee forward. Scissor the thighs, navel to spine, right to the right fingertips. And then right hand down. And step back down top. Right hand, right hip, right heel starting to integrate. Left foot steps up outside of the left hand. Bring your block under your right shoulder, turn it so it turns to 2 o'clock. Turn your left toes to 10 o'clock. So you have a V and then a big reverse circle. That's it. Stephanie, you always like to turn that toe in. Turn your left toes out a little bit. And that opens. So that's the rotation of your left hip thigh bone. And that's building your seat. All the way up under the ribs. Where does it need to go? Make this absolutely your gesture. Take all of last week out of your body. Out of the hips, out of the side, out of the shoulders, out of the neck. And keep the left arm beside your ear and take your hips forward and back. And just explore, where can you go? Hips forward, hips back. Use your left heel to send your hips forward and back, and that allows the hips to be more willing. You don't have to be in charge. Left knee bends, stand in the left foot, right knee off the floor. Right heel back, left knee forward, revolve that line. And now smooth and open your breath without changing the body. Good. And the left hand comes down. Step back, down dog. Attend to the left side. Left thumb, base of the first knuckle, hip high, heel back. Drop your head. And then just finding your neutral dog. Then now the legs are opening up. Right foot steps between your hands, left knee down, hands up high. Palms together. Bring your hips a little bit back if you need to. And then drop your thumbs down your back. Elbows wrap in. So the heart comes up and the chin comes in and the elbows come in. If you need, make a little space. This will be exhale. When you let go, hands up, look up, inhale, and hands down. Step back, down dog. Good. Left foot will step up. Right knee will come down. Hands up high, thumbs down the back. A little forward, a little back. Make your way into the hips. And as you come forward, elbows wrap in, thumbs point down. And as you release, look up, hands up. And then hands come down, stepping the right foot up. We find our flow. Good. Sit down, hands wide. Turn your thumbs up, sit down to stand up. Palms together and down the back. Tuck your chin, give it a minute. A little wiggle. Feel the heels drop right out of your elbows, down into the floor. Lift your toes. Soften your face. Drop into your heels. Elbows in, chin in. This is exhale, let go, and it rises through your feet to your hands, knees soften, widen down. Good, right foot steps back, right knee down. Inhale, hands up, down the back, tuck the chin. Hands up, look up, and fold. Step back dog. Good, right foot will step up, left knee will come down. Hands up high, and down the back, tuck the chin. Don't let me rush you. Go at your pace. Hands up and hands down. Stepping up. Sit down, hands wide, thumbs up, heart up, stand up, down the back. Here's our flow. Look up. Let it rise through you and then fold in. Good. Left foot back, left knee down. Hands up. Down the back, tuck the chin, hint of a smile, you know where you are, and let it in. And hands down. Step back, dog. Good. Left foot, right knee, and rise. Down the back, tuck the chin. Release. And fold. Right foot, step up, sit down, stand tall. Thumbs down the back, tuck your chin. Release and reach. Sit down and fold. Drop in, right foot, right knee, hands up, inhale. Down the back. Reaching up, looking up. And fold. Step back down, dog. Good. Right foot, left knee, sweep. Just fall up. Less effort, more breath. Fall in. And fall up. And fold. Step up. Sit down. Sweep up. One more cycle, thumbs down. Easier. More delightful. What has to change? Fold. Left foot. Left knee. Rising. Down the back. Ha. Put it down like you're dropping a suitcase. Fold. Ha. Step back. Fall forward. Knee down. Fall up. Down the back. Ha. Up the front. And folding. Stepping. Float up. Sit down. Rise up. Down the back. Last return. And up. Right foot. Right knee. Hands up. And fold. And up. Right foot. Left knee. Last one. Down the back. Excellent. And let it go, hands down, we're facing dog. Step back, notice.
And be still enough that you can feel the momentum of the current continue to move through your body. If you need to rest it out, child, we'll be here 3 more breaths. Arms extending, opening the elbows. Armpits opening towards the heart. The knees soft so the seat is wide. Drop your head and turn your chin. If that's the time you have today, that is a fantastic release for the space around your heart. You would widen your knees to the floor, finding child. Pause there for a minute or 2 and then rest on your back. A fantastic flow for your heart. Going on with me, we'll build a triangle, taking your left foot forward first, your back heel to the floor, warrior 2. And as you set up your feet, set your block to the outside edge of your little toe side on the front. And then hands widen. Good. See if you can lengthen your toes so that you're not holding on. Instead, you're in the balls of your feet. And then inhale up. And then exhale, warrior 2, foot down. Backs of your hands together. All the way to your feet. And then all the way out to your hands. Perfect. Go one more. And keep the front knee straight. So that as you widen your hands, you can shift left hand down toward that block. Bend your right knee as much as you need to. If needed, stand the block on its tail. Right?
Turn your right palm open and sweep it over the top. This will be exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, right hand back down to your right hip. That's inhale. So sweeping over, look up, navel to spine. Press your right heel. And inhale, look down. Open the chest. So the exhale, you anchor into the feet. The inhale, you open the chest looking down. Last one. And in this triangle, legs are strong, right hand high. Take it over the top. Lightly bend your right elbow. Now you may work right here, or if you choose, look down and see your shin and catch hold of your shin with your left hand. Extending your left arm will press your left heel further into the floor. And from the pressing down out of the left shoulder, bow into the right side body. Find the length of your feet on the floor. Heels, balls of feet, pads of the toes. Softening your expression all the way up. Good. Right hand sweeps up. Right hand down, right knee down. Left hand to thigh, right hand to high. And all the length you've made in the right side body, keep that. Left hand behind you to the right thigh. All you do is move your gaze up the wall, across the ceiling. Let your gaze open your body until you're at the very tops of the eyeball, and then look forward. Down through the socket, down through the wall, tuck of the chin, the right hand down, and step back down dog. Notice the right hand, right hip, right heel.
Notice if there's a little more space in the breath. Good. And you'll step your right foot up, and we'll just turn to your facing.
So setting your block outside the pinky toe of your right foot, finding warrior 2 to land you in your feet. And then backs of your hands together, heels down, and bending, falling in. Take your time. So find your body, find your breath, and settle. Starting to look over the front fingertips. Weight is even, front and back. Take your time. Find that. So we're stable. Legs straighten, right hand comes to the block, and adjust. If you need a turn it on its tail. If you need 2 blocks, set yourself up so that you can turn your left palm to the front, perfect, and sweep overhead. And as you do, you're opening the left side of the chest, left side of the hip. Turn your palm down to your hip and look down. This is inhale now. Exhale, sweep overhead, navel to spine 3. Inhale back, look down. And exhale over, look up. And down. And exhale over, look up. One more, follow your breath. And follow your body all the way down to your left heel. And stay. And pause. Use your bottom hand, turn your chest. Look down if you choose to anchor right hand onto right shin. And press your arm out of the shoulder socket down into the heel. Now soften your left elbow, dripping the fingers off your hand, bow into the left side body 3. Find your heels, the length of your feet and your toes 2. Soften and smooth the breath through, lightly holding. And left hand high and down. Look down, left knee down, right hand to thigh. Keep your right toes tucked under, left toes under, and left hand up. Here's neutral, you can stay here. Or simply use your gaze, right hand back to the left thigh. And walk your gaze up the wall. Find the ceiling, find your breath. And use your gaze, nothing more. Track the line above you. Look up into the tops of the eyes, widen your gaze, soften your face, look right through the top of your head, and then look back that line. And look down, and set down, and step back.
Left hand, left heel, notice the left side lump. So as we make space in the chest, the breath is easier. When we can breathe more easily, the heartbeat softens, our blood pressure drops, our adrenal function calms, the body settles into a state of safety, digestion, repair. Both feet shift to the left side, step your left foot in front of your right, knees down. So your left knee is in front of the right, widen your feet. And just fold back and rise. Widening a little back. This will be exhale, rising up to hands and knees, left knee down. This will be it now. Exhale to fold. On your pace, go once more. And on the way back, just slow it down. Let your hips wash side to side. And really fold. Letting your hands be wide and flat to the floor, letting your elbows become heavy. Elbows being heavy, soften the shoulders across the upper back. The shoulders soften, your face softens. Your face softens, your head falls. As you drop your head, drop your hips. Softening the inner thighs, the outer hips, until the toes can move. Drop your elbows, drop your head. To rise. To tuck toes. And to uncross. Walk it up. Arms are long, chest has space, legs are free. And just find your neutral dog, 3 breaths. And in the stillness, feel that there's movement going on inside. Drop the head a little more. Open the upper back by extending out of the elbows. Soften the knees, widen the seat. Walk your feet to the right side. Cross your right in front of your left. So knees coming down, right knee is in front of left, feet wide. Fold back, it may be an inch, maybe more. That's your exhale. On your breath, you rise up, inhale. And on your exhale, you fold back. Take your time, 2 more. Wash your hips out at the top, side to side, and then keeping them quiet and open. Settle back and see, where can I go without closing? How long can I keep my shoulders open? My face, my jaw. Deepening your breathing into the back of your body. Release your outer hips, outer back. Soften. Good. To rise. To uncross. To your dog. Now the inner heel can drop and the outer heel can drop, and the base of your thumb can drop and the base of your pinky can drop. And these points connect us, and the knees can soften and the elbows can soften, and we have this very clear point of contact with the floor. Fold your blanket from front to back so it thickens. Long, narrow rectangle. Extend your heels on the blanket. Balls of the feet are on the mat. Widening your heels so slightly so they're a little bit wider than your hips. And you'll bend your knees to bring your hands up. off the floor, holding opposite elbows, drop your head. And use your breath to lengthen into that space. You can turn a little side to side. Weight is in the heels, toes are long. And you'll lead with your elbows coming a little forward before anything else. Elbows lift, you look straight down. Open the back of your heart, open the front of your heart, widen your seat, bend your knees, lead with your elbows. Now the way you track your eyes up the wall, standing up, and look straight forward, unfold, stay. You're gonna have a rush, stay, there's gonna be a rush, stay through the body, and just let it move through you. Heels down, toes long, widening the elbows, holding to the frame, heels down, keep opening the hips. Beauty, just let it through you. Everything that just changed has been carried in your nervous system unnecessarily. So let's go back, tail back, heart forward, lean into the elbows, lead with your heart, track your gaze down until the elbows drop. Hips up, compress into the balls of your feet, drop your head, little side to side. So one elbow is behind, one hand is behind an elbow, one hand is on an elbow. Change the grasp. So the opposite is holding the elbow and the opposite is holding the back. Good, sit down, lead with your elbows, look down. Now track with your gaze, lift yourself with your eyes, sit down, elbows up, lead with your heart, stand, and let it move through you. You know it, it's gonna pass all the undigested experiences of last week, let it through you, up and out, up and out, up and out, clear the way. Heels down, pull against your hands, pull your hands against your arms, open the frame above you, make order, and then release your hands wide, and notice. You can feel your heart, but there's a clarity, there's a presence. And if that's all the time you have, come to rest on your back. And we will take it into those simple open turns. So what we've made is that we've sudsed up all of our dishes, we want to rinse it all the way out, and that's what twists are for. So shake your hands, shake your feet, take yourself on a little tour of your mat for a second. Like everything you've carried around, disorganize yourself so you can reorganize yourself. And we're going to sit down on that blanket facing the front of the mat and bring your heels in. So it will be a series of movements, and take your time with it. I'm sitting tall, and notice that you have space outside of you. I'm going to face you because otherwise I'll hit the wall. So step one is here. Oh, it's going to be tricky. Awesome. Heels out, hands down, and I'm asking you to put your hands on the blanket rather than the floor. When you do, wrap your elbows in. So you find it by collapsing, elbows wide. As you wrap your elbows in, press your palms down, this lifts your heart, your chin comes in. Do it again, fall apart, elbows wide, slumpy. Man, that feels familiar, right? Okay, this is me sitting up. Elbows wrap in, palms press down, heart up, chin in. That's our posture, and it's coming from our low belly. So from here, pull your heels in and hold your ankles, sitting tall. Good. That's one. So heels out, you're gonna balance on your blanket. And that means hands out, feet out. Go where you can. I'm gonna hit the wall. Here we go, here we go. Good. If you need to, hold your knees. Now bring it back in, hold your ankles. Back to start. Heels wide, hands behind you. Try not to touch the floor. Right? So make all your adjustments. Now heels in. Good. Hands to ankles. Knees down. Heart's a little higher. That's it. Nice one, Lori. And then heels out, hands back down. Yeah, there's only one of those. There's only one boat. So this is our beginning and our end. Cobbler, hold your heels, sit up tall. Press your outer knees down. Good. Now boat, balance. Tail, pull it back in, cobbler. Exhale. Inhale, change, heels wide. Good.
Good. Inhale, change, heels in. Cobbler. Knees down, heart up. Good. Staff. Legs out, hands down. Press. Cobbler. Knees down, press. Move from your abdomen. Hold. Cobbler. Yes. Heels wide, hands back, heart up. Press. Right to your toes. Cobbler. Staff. Press. Heels, hands. Cobbler. Boat. Cobbler. Yeah. Heels wide. Cobbler. Move from the low belly. Press it down. Staff. This will be our last round. We'll hold the last two poses. So cobbler, press, boat, press, cobbler, press. Heels wide, stay. 5. So the heart is up. If you can keep your heart up, hands inside, awesome. If you can keep your heart up, hands forward, awesome. Heart up, elbow, go where you can go, heart stays up, legs are long for 3. 2. And upright, and heels in. Down, that's it, press down. So knees go down, heart comes up, chin comes in. Option 1. Option 2, keep the knees down, fingertips. Peel the inner edge of your feet apart so the outer edge of your feet is together. Can you get your heels together from your navel? I know, knees down, heels together from your navel. I love seeing your expressions right now. From your heels to your heart. This is what supports. Now the heart is totally at ease. Everything's very busy below it, but the heart should be effortless. That's where we're going. So that as you walk yourself up, you press your heels out. No hands to the blanket. Sit up tall. Notice your heart, navel to spine. And just notice there's going to be this little brightening. That's really, to me, some of the magic of the asanas is when we anchor into the right place and open into the other. There's a reward, a guidance. Yes, go this way. Soften your shoulders, the back of your neck. Super organizing posture, staff pose. It's overlooked. Let it just put you back together, all the questions you have. Heels of the hands are down, heart is high. Good. Keep this sensation and come into your dog. And just see if you can keep that order and that quiet. You're just going to walk your hands forward, tuck your feet in, press down, step back, and just sideways.
And feel the organization of that staff pose and the quiet and the energy. The heart is incredibly well ordered. And it orders the rest of us. Maintains our blood flow, our oxygen level. We trust it and rely on it all day without noticing. You walk your feet in front of the blanket, and you'll sit your hips to the left side and your feet to the right. Taking a block with you. Block goes behind you. So I have the blanket at an angle, sort of the way we do for pigeon prep. That I put the blanket at an angle and it's following my left shin. I'm seated on my left hip and my feet are to my right. 100%, that's it. Put both feet under you, behind you. So there's not one foot in front. That's it. As if you had gone from kneeling to a left hip. Perfect. If we turned right, we would be closing. Just feel that, like, too much of you in the way.
Not working? Heels wide, she's working it out. All right, right hand to the left knee. Left hand goes back to the block. And you just sit up tall. And you may move side to side, front to back. Keeping the heart from the left heart to the left chest open. And from the heart to the right chest tends to get crushed. So the way we come out is by drop your right hip back, your weight a little bit back, and from there turn left. And imagine that action of hugging your heels together. Bring your navel to your spine. Turn from the navel instead of the hands. That you can float your hands an inch and still turn. And then palms down. Turning the navel. Turn the navel, let the chest fall. Soften your inner thigh, your outer hips. And then when you let go, hands to thighs, just facing forward. Let the front, the back, the left, the right come neutral. Go ahead, square your blanket beneath you, straighten your left leg, bend your right knee. Right hand comes inside your right knee. And the right elbow bends, so the thumb points to you. Left hand goes back to the block. Now you're going to stand the block up higher. Take it with you. And set it down where you feel, a turn. So the left hip gets very heavy. The left hip gets very heavy. Imagine you're pressing your heels together, navel to spine. The work is in the base. So lift your left hand off the block. Release your elbow from the knee. Turn from the base. And then use your hands to finish. 3. Weight is even. Left hip, right hip. Heart comes straight up the middle. Chest is open. You are free. Right hand is open. Thumb points to you. Space at the chest. Space at the chest. Turn your chin to the front shoulder. And turn your chin to the back shoulder, navel to spine. 1 more. Turn to the front shoulder. Open the left shoulder. Turn to the front, the back shoulder. Open the right shoulder. There we go. And then staff pose, heels out, hands down, organize. And just feel the asymmetry you generated there. And let it come back to the center. Heels extend, toes point up, elbows wrap in, hands press down. Imagine pressing your heels together to bring your navel towards your back. But this is the steadiness required so that we can, loving is enormously vulnerable and tippity and related to the outer world, which is always changing. So we organize a sense of strength and stability. And this makes our love very clear, very sound. Take this shape, find your dog. So feet step in, hands press down, step yourself back. And just the order, the coming home, the simplicity starts to gather a little more potency. Palms, hips, heels. So simple. Don't try to make your dog more. Rest in its order. This is what we're seeking when we are upset emotionally. Walk your feet forward. So angle your blanket, turning it to 2 o'clock. Kneeling in front, your heels go to the left. So my blanket is in parallel with my feet, and then I sit my right hip down onto the blanket. Block is behind you, but it's on its belly. So left hand comes to right thigh, and right hand goes to the block. Find your fingertips, because the fingertips are going to help keep your collarbones up. As though my hand was in your upper back, lifting you up, and just begin to turn very slowly from the base. And you're encountering all of the connective tissue of the low body. So drop your right hip, turn your navel right. You can scooch around in there. Drop your left hip, turn your navel right. Soften your inner thighs the way we did in our cross-legged child. So there's a turning, there's a releasing, there's an activation, and there's also a letting go. Soften your outer hips and your upper back. Now float your hands and turn only from the base as though hugging your heels together. When you put your hands down, relax your upper back and just turn your chin to the back shoulder. Heart comes up, turn to the back shoulder. You are floating into that turn. And then fall so slightly back toward the left hip. Good. Let the breath slide in and out of the shape. Excellent. Excellent. Keep letting it change, letting it change, letting it change. And turn to the front. Hands to thighs. We straighten the blanket and sit square to the mat. Left leg bent, right leg straight. So I'm seated on the edge of my blanket. This tips my tail, opens the low back. Left hand inside the left knee. Yeah. Bend your elbow, thumb to you, keeps the collarbones open. Right hand goes back, hold your block and set it on its tail. As far back and to the right as it will go. So your spine is upright. Stand in your right heel and turn at the navel. Stand in your left heel, turn at the navel. Float your hands just so slightly, turn at the navel. And then look back, hand to block. Hug your left knee into your arm, hug your arm into your knee. And give yourself permission to soften through the face. Good. Settle your hips to lift your heart. That's it, that's it, that's it. Nice. Now turn your chin to your front shoulder. Open the right shoulder. As you turn back, you'll open the left shoulder. Good. And forward. And back. Fingers point up. Left thumb points back. Can you get your breath into your chest? Soften the holding. Hug the left knee to the arm to the knee, turn the navel to the right, sit up tall. And then you release to stack. Hands down, heels out, heart up. So you're sitting right on the edge of that blanket and it's tipping your heels forward. And as your navel tips a little forward, your heart comes up, your chin comes up. Hug your elbows in, your hands down. Soften your face, close your eyes. Extend the arms and soften the shoulders. And give yourself such order. This makes sense to me. I make sense to me. When we are brokenhearted, nothing makes sense. How did that happen? Find the order. Press the heels, press the hands, the heart is up, the chin lightly in. And walk your heels in and find your last dog. Feel that order, feel it in, and feel it's quiet. Let it hold you. We're not looking to do dog, we're letting dog hold us. Thumbs down, outer shoulders back. I am not falling apart. Nothing is happening to me. I am stable. I am supported.
step in front of your blanket and cross your legs. Sit tall. That same little frame. Little shimmy up and out. Little shimmy up and out. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3. One more. In. And out. Right hand down, reaching right. Left hand down, reaching left. Fine. Take your time just noticing the work of the shoulders, where you've been, how you've made, rinse it out. Right hand stays down, left hand reaches over. Look to your right hand. Lightly bend your right elbow. Hello. Press your right hand down, straighten your right arm. Look up. Bend your right elbow, look down. Straighten your right arm, look up, bend your left elbow. And last time, bend your elbow, look down. Here we go. Revolve, put it all together. Right hand, straighten your right elbow. Look up under that left, and now slowly straighten your left as you can. Navel turns left, put it all together right here. So your left palm is facing you. Your navel's turning left. You're strong in the right palm. Imagine staff pose. And then the left hand comes down to the thigh. Hi-ya! The whole left side is awake. You take your left hand straight out in front of you, thumb up. Sweep it up and over. Take your right hand to your left knee and turn your left hand back. Look to your thumb. Awesome. Look to the front and then look to the back. 3. Look to the front. Look to the back. 2. Ha. 1 more. All the way to the top of your head. Turn. Open and close your left hand. Open and close your left hand. Aye. And bring it into the middle. Ha. Notice your legs. Which shin is in front? Change it up. Hold your frame. Automatically hold your frame and then change. So there's one where you often, that's where you go first thing, and then you find the opposite. Now give it a little shimmy. Going a little back, rounding a little bit. Oh, side to side, scoot the hips. Where is it? Where is it caught? So that you can find front, back, left, right, elbow points up, hip points down. And then settle, either eyes closed or gaze on one point. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, and out. Navel to spine. And in, and out. Left hand down. Reach. And sweep. Let it out. How do you need to move right now? You're coming right to the end. You're coming right out the top. You can shake out your hands. You can shake out your arms. Where do you need to go? This is the last of it. This is the letting it all the way through. Left hand down, right hand up over. Here's our pause. So looking down, you'll bend the left elbow so softly. That opens the right side. Straighten, press into the left palm, look up. Yes. Exhale, bend. Hi. And then straighten and look up. Sink your right hip. Bend your left elbow. Mighty stuff. Straighten the left arm, look up. Good, drop your right hip. Now soften your elbow above you. Revolve the navel right, put it all together, imagine hugging your heels. Bend the left elbow.
Soften now. Shake out the left fingertips, right fingertips, and straightening the left arm. Look right. Slowly straighten the right arm. Navel turns right. Take your time. Press the left down. Open the right. And upright. Right hand to right thigh. Left hand to left thigh. Notice. And that final finish. Right hand out. Thumb up. Take it over you and behind you. Left hand to your right thigh. Turn from the navel and turn your chin to the front shoulder and to the back shoulder. From the front shoulder, open your right hand and to the back shoulder. Stay there, open, close your right hand. Let it loosen your jaw, let it loosen your throat and your tongue. Open and close your right hand. And then it turns and you let it go and you come back into center. And notice that the heart space extends all the way up and all the way down and out to the sides, front and back. And the last place, fish. So come off your blanket, put your feet flat, put your hands beside you, and walk your elbows back, palms down. And we just open the forearms and the hands, so walking your elbows in, you'll walk your hands under your hips or your hips onto your hands and lift your heart. So the heart comes forward towards your knees and the head drops back. Work here or walk your heels out. Flex your feet as those staff pose now. Good. Reach into the balls of your feet and press the balls of your feet ahead of your heels. This lifts your heart. Flex your feet, drawing your toes back. This drops the crown of your head, thighs down. So press into the balls of your feet. You can even bend your knees softly, heart up. And then drop your thighs, toes back, head drops. So you're simply rocking in and out of the flex and the point of your feet to really just loosen the front and back of the heart, the throat, the head. Good. Center pause. Thighs heavy in staff pose. Good. Feet in, tuck of the chin. Roll your spine to the floor. Lift your hips, arms out wide, palms flat, the way we started. Palms down. Notice if there's a little more space now, a little more ease. Put the palms flat, and as the palms go flat, let your low back drop into the floor. That there's a radiance from the center of your chest out into your limbs. Heels the width of your mat. Knees drop left. Open the right palm. Right palm down, knees drop right, open the left palm. Let your left inner knee fall. And wash side to side, turning through the hands. Your chin turns away from the knees. Use your hands, really finding the flat of your palm into the floor. And for 3. And for 2. Center palms open, bring your hands down beside you, tuck a shoulder, tuck another as if for bridge. Heels wide, toes turn in, let your inner thighs fall in. Relaxing, letting your hips grow heavy, your shoulders grow. So right here, if there's anything that needs a little extra love, if you need a soft shoulder stand, if you want a half-happy baby, if you need another twist, if you need a layer, do what you need to do. And
and then we'll come into Shavasana. And just notice as you set up, give yourself permission to shake out your feet, to adjust your hips in any way that you need to. These last moments before Shavasana, after practice, they really show us what is lingering in us most. That all that asana didn't quite get to, that's what we're carrying at the most subconscious level. And as you settle, let the first few breaths be full and free. Just that sensation of arrival, completion. And in the completion, you set down anything that you carried along with you. The sensation of setting down a heavy bag, of hanging up the phone after a difficult call, just being done, letting it out. Feeling the skin around your eyes as soft and smooth. Feeling the eyes in their socket. Feel the left eyebrow, the right eyebrow, and the space in between them is open. Soften the upper lip and the lower jaw, the tongue in your mouth. Whole surface of your face. A hint, the softest hint, without moving your face. Smile inside. Feel that all the way through the scalp. And no one would know, but that you can feel. And bring your attention to the space of the left side brain, left hemisphere, the right side brain, right hemisphere. Just awareness. And the space between the organ of your brain and the bone of your skull. It's sensitive to light there. It's sensitive to the suggestion of light. So the eyes are soft. The expression is still, but internally the hint of a smile. That smile creating a quality of light
between your brain and your skull. And then your attention on the inhale goes from that lining between the skull and the brain. Inhale that light down to the heart. And on the exhale, from the heart back up to the head. Begin a little exchange of light. Inhaling light from the head to the heart. Exhaling from the heart to the head. There is a warmth to the light at your heart. And there is a clarity in the light at your head. Feel the warmth of your heart. Feel the clarity of your head. Inhaling down to the heart. Exhaling up into the head. The face quiet, but underneath it, inside, a smile. More and more effortless. The breath is effortless, the attention just riding the breath. Until eventually the field of the heart and the head become one. Clear and warm and bright. And release the effort and just rest in the awareness of the warm, bright heart. Body softens around it. And it continues to expand. continue to receive that this light at your chest and your heart is the same as all the light that surrounds you all the time. And when they align, generous, radiant, and clear, there is no boundary between our heart, all the light around us. Effortlessly receiving all that we require. Let it in. Let that inner smile grow. From there, begin deepening your breathing. Taking it in. Feeling the ribs expand. Feeling the body heavy on the exhalation, resting on the heels, the hips and the head. As you're ready, the hands go overhead, returning to motion and structure. The heart is still receiving. And in its receiving, it's still transmitting to the mind. There is enough. We are bathed in love. Curl to your right side and draw your knees up. Rest your head on your right arm. Just pause for a moment, and in that pause, invite the back of your chest to reinflate. Softening the face again. That inner smile again. And as you're ready, roll your way up to a cross-legged seat. And just an internal Om, no sound, but in your mind, A in the belly, U in the chest, M in the head. And just feel it inside. We'll go 3 times. Sweep wide, inhale. And palms together. Silent Om through the body. Right to the top of your head. And 2 more. Sweep it up. Gather it in. And conclude the last with your palms together, thumbs at the forehead center. Om Shanti Shanti, peace, peace, perfect peace. Feel the space of your heart, front, back, left, right, top, bottom. You are surrounded by light and love. Namaste.
Namaste.
Happy Saturday. I will not be online tomorrow morning, and I will not be at the park. I will be right here, which needs a little tending. So I posted a printable calendar on my website so that you can see where we are. You can see where we're going, that there are 5 days break between each of the sequences. And you can then choose, what are the 5 days I'll take off? Because otherwise we're halfway through, and have you taken a break off? And it sneaks up on us. So this is a chance to look ahead and say, I'm gonna take this day. If we don't take them, the days slide forward with a quality of momentum, and then we wonder why we're run down. So plan for it. Print it out, mark your days. My days will be Friday. And I think it's easier when I'm consistent and you know, I'm not going to teach on Friday. And I can't tell you how revolutionary that feels. And what's important about it is that I don't want to upset you. I don't want to let you down in any way, right? And so if you wanted to take a day to yourself, you would say, oh, no, but my family needs me or my job needs me. I don't want to upset anyone. But what if when you came back you were more efficient and you were enriched in a way that nothing else could enrich you but a pause? So my pause is to serve us and your pause is to serve you. Look at your calendar, print it out, mark the days that are yours. My days will be Fridays, so I won't be here tomorrow, and then Fridays going forward. And that feels so racy and so fantastic. So let it be so. Take your day and play whenever you like. Join in when it's right, and I will see you on Monday.